Hey guys, welcome to another mock test video. So today we are going to be assessing Saria, see if she's gonna pass this mock test, see how ready she is for her driving test, and whether ready or not, see what areas she needs to work on, the most, especially things that would give you a serious fault straight away, and also things that you don't want to be accumulating, because remember that if you accumulate the same minor faults 3 or more times, it can become a serious fault. So it is very important now to keep in mind that you don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again, because then you might just end up getting a serious fault for just doing one thing more than 3 times. So yeah, now the date today is the Saturday the 22nd of February 2025, and the time is 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Go straight ahead right now. Slow down.
And if you notice, you'd see that Saria talks to herself sometimes as she drives. This is again a very good thing you want to do to help you carry your mind along with you, so that you can actually keep that communication flowing between what you see and what you're thinking about.
I'll just go forward a bit, halfway at this point.
So at this point, Saria makes a wrong judgment call and decides to go halfway into the middle of the road while there's still traffic coming from the left, and there's also a car on the left blocking her visibility from actually seeing properly to make a safe decision, and she was now holding back traffic on the right. So she gets her first serious fault at that junction. So I wouldn't have done the decision you did at that junction.
As in to go, basically. I would have waited.
When you went out, I wouldn't have gone out. I would have gone out when I knew I was going to get a chance to move. Maybe there's just one car left on the left.
Okay.
Then you know that even if you were going to wait, you wouldn't have to wait for so long that you're not holding back the traffic on the right.
Okay, yeah.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit, A2212, College Road.
Now, Saria is not going to be the first person to get a fail, even on a real test at this junction. So please, especially when the road is busy, don't rush yourself at this junction. Take your time, make the right decision, make a safe decision before you go into that road. Yes, the intention was good. It's something you might have to do on this road, but do it at the best opportunity.
I have to signal right?
And as you would see, Saria is over processing a lot of things, and because of this, you're going to end up confusing yourself, and it then affects your confidence and your decision making a lot on the roads.
I got confused because I thought, because that means I'm exiting if I signal left.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'll go on right, then when I'm going near the second exit, I will move into the left lane and then
so you're signaling right. So as you can see, Saria is very anxious, and this is obviously going to affect your confidence on the road. It's going to affect your decision making, and it's going to affect your overall driving on your test. So you really want to try and do whatever you can to try and prepare yourself towards your test, so that you can kill the anxiety. Left here, because the next exit is going to be your exit.
Okay.
Take the exit, A2212, College Road.
And as we approached this bend, Surya steered more to the left, which would have put her too close to the pedestrians on the edge of the pavement. So she gets a serious fault for positioning normal driving for that situation. So don't forget, avoiding situations like this is very important. When you're driving on narrow roads, don't get too focused on your positioning that you forget what is happening with pedestrians, especially in this case where there's parked car on the pavement, which is now forcing pedestrians to come closer to the road, or even in some situations into the road, and you've got to plan ahead of that situation. It's the same as driving behind a cyclist who is approaching parked cars. You've got to anticipate and expect that they're going to be driving into your space in order to pass the parked vehicle. And as Surya turns left at this traffic light, she continues in the middle of the road.
What's the instruction? 10. Because I'm in the middle, right?
And because we are sitting in the middle of the road with cars on our left and right, it is vital to signal to allow other road users know which side of the road you are eventually moving to. Now, this happened because Surya wasn't sure anymore where she's going next. She's still thinking about the next instruction. And at that point, even if you have no idea and you can't remember where you're going to, then remain in your normal driving lane, which is your left lane. So while you're sitting in the left lane, you can now continue thinking about what you're going to do next without blocking traffic. But sitting in the middle of the road and blocking traffic would definitely be the wrong thing to do. So the next instruction that we needed is turning right at the next traffic light ahead. So we've got to get into the right lane now. There you go. And then we're going to turn right at the traffic light.
Turn right, A222, Whitmore Road, then turn left, Market Square.
Your nerves got the better part of you today.
Yeah, too black.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
sure.
yeah, it's got the best part of you. We've tried to use the music. The music
Yeah,
did not
that's what I'm
work.
saying. And the worst part is that it's too late. Like, I don't think I can. Like, it's.
You mean to move your test?
No,
Or what
yeah,
do you-
even I don't even think it's my test. I think it's just how I'm
It's
feeling
just you.
today.
Yeah, because it was very good yesterday. Yes,
Yeah.
it was like totally different. And we were like excited. I was so excited for you. I was smiling and
I
in my heart.
Yeah, see.
So it's one of those days. So just relax. Because we've tried the music didn't work. So
After 90 yards, turn left, A222, Market Square, then turn left, Church Road.
So did you see that bus signal? Go on, what are you gonna say? What's that now?
This road follows around.
Where do you think the road goes?
Like it goes.
Yeah, the road bends left, but then it's second traffic light, you're turning left.
Okay.
So if you look at the picture, see, it goes there, and then after this first bend, you get to another road, which is where the second light is, and then you're turning left there. So keep in mind that situations like these is rare on your tests, because if this is going to be your independent driving, then you should be able to analyze what you see on the sat nav or the instructions that the sat nav is giving to you. Now, you don't have to be perfect, of course, but you've got to have a certain level of understanding of the sat nav. So if this is one of your weaknesses, then remember, try and familiarize yourself with the sat nav. Use it more frequently, use it more often. Sometimes you can even use the sat nav while you're working, because it helps you understand the distance at least, so that not when you're driving and then you're doing your test, you hear 500 yards and you have no clue or idea where 500 yards is. And keep in mind also that you probably, in many situations from my experience, learners are just listening to the sat nav rather than also looking at the picture, because the picture actually helps you better, because you can see what's on the picture, you can see the bends on the lines, and that way you can use it to work your way around it. But if you're just listening, that's where people here turn left in 500 yards and then they take the next road on the left, which is probably just in 200 yards from the point where the sat nav said that. So try and work a bit more. Make sure you understand the sat nav, make sure you familiarize yourself with it. Slowly.
Turn left, Church Road.
What
So
are you
you're turning
forgetting?
left there to signal.
So at this point, with the level of anxiety and anxiousness that Surya is showing today, we decided to treat this now as a lesson, because it would make more sense to just give her the assistance where she clearly needs it, so that hopefully she can learn from it, rather than just watch her go through it and not learn anything from it. So yeah, we still keep it going, half a mock and half a lesson sort of. Speed was good, steering wasn't good. Yeah. So those situations, again, you get lucky there was no car coming through, but yeah, could still fall too minor for the control. So you're more worried about not hitting the wall or the pavement, that you're not even looking at it to see how much space you already have there. You actually have space there, but then you keep moving away from it, hence why you're not steering there. When you see yourself, you see how serious you are on the steering as well. Very serious.
After 200 yards, turn left, A222, Bromley Road, then turn left, Shore Rutlands Road. Turn left, A222, Bromley Road, then turn left, Shore Rutlands Road.
Surya is so focused on the road that it affects her use of mirrors a lot, especially her side mirrors. Hence why she can be far from pavement and sometimes driving too close to other road users, or in this situation driving over the cycle lanes. I'll stop it for you when it goes again. Good, shake the head. Okay. Road closed,
Turn
so
left,
continue straight.
Shore Rutlands Road, then turn
So I'm going to direct you for now.
Okay.
So ignore the sat nav. Just continue straight. Ahead of us, Soraya passes the parked car without checking her mirror before doing so. And at the roundabout, turn left, first exit, please. And for this instruction, Soraya only checked the interior mirror before signaling and no left mirror check before the turn. So you've got to remind yourself, what if there was a cyclist beside you? Would you have known? If you forget to check your side mirrors before signaling, it is at least very important to remember to check it before taking the turn. Are you still okay with that background tune, or you want it to be off?
No, it's alright.
It's okay. So we're just going to follow the road for now. Speed again. Remember, you're coming to a bend. We can't see what's coming from that side. So that's one thing you've got to keep in mind.
Yeah.
You know, coming to your bend, you're not getting that speed to the appropriate speed. And then end of the road, turn right, please. And again, before Soraya signals for the next instruction, she only checked the interior mirror again. And there was no right mirror check before we took the turn, considering we didn't check that right mirror before we signaled. So this is not going to be good if it's consistent on your test. And then we're going to continue straight. Although the next instruction was to turn left, Soraya was actually turning right. Now the issue here is that though we are turning right, we are more positioned to the left of the road. And had the filter not changed to green while waiting for a safe gap or the light to change, we would have been fully blocking those passing on the left to continue straight. And initially I actually freaked out because I thought Soraya had signaled left while trying to turn right before I then noticed she had a signal for the right on. So that wouldn't have been a fault on your test if you have signaled right, even though the instruction was to turn left, as long as you have turned into the direction you've signaled to. And on this road, Soraya starts to move away from oncoming traffic again, but without checking her side mirror again to see what gap she's got there in the first place. That point where you think you don't think if it, then just stop. Yeah. And the bigger problem is because you're not looking here at all, your left mirror. And as we come to the end of the single file section, Soraya spots a car ahead and she tries to rush herself to come out quickly, and because of that she hit the curb. Remember that if you're already committed in a meeting situation, expect that the oncoming traffic will reduce speed or stop to allow you time to complete that situation, especially if in this case where the space that's remaining is not going to fit the oncoming traffic anyways. So it is obvious that they're going to stop to allow you come out before they have enough room to then continue. But obviously Soraya isn't thinking about this, and she was just worried about getting through it as quick as possible. So if that is you, remember, work a bit more on meeting situation. off, ease off, ease off, ease off, ease off. It's hard to break you there, isn't it?
For that white car.
Don't you think we would have edged towards that white car? When dealing with meeting situations, Surya is so much more focused in front and the interior mirror than she is to the side mirrors, which is actually really important in order to try and assess the space you've got on your side. Now, this is the reason why even when she eventually checks those mirrors, our left or right mirror checks are so quick that she barely understands what she sees in those mirrors when she does. And here is one of those situations where I always encourage to signal even if you know you're only going to one direction, because you've got to remember that not everyone knows that you only go left here. Some pedestrians are going to be around crossing here and there, and they wouldn't necessarily be paying attention to the floor markings because they actually don't have to. Who they focus on is the cars, so they're looking at your signal to see if there's going to be anything to give them a clue where you're turning to. So that signal in places like this, which is so busy, is very important to let all these pedestrians around you know that, hey, this car is turning left. and then at the end of this road, turn left.
At the end, so not here.
Yeah, the end of the road. Too early. And again here, if you pay attention to Soraya before the signal, you'd notice again, Soraya is only checking her interior mirror but not the side mirrors. So this is something that she really would need to work on. So a little bit here. So we're going to turn right on the next road ahead. So turn right on that road.
So can I turn because that car's turning?
What do you
think?
think?
No, wait.
Well, you had
I
a
could've
chance.
won, actually.
Exactly. And then at the junction, turn right, please. Follow the road after turning right. You nearly missed that again.
Almost.
I know. You nearly missed it. So turn left at the junction. Now, this is the thing when you're too focused and just putting your everything into your driving and just looking at the road ahead of you and you're not thinking of any other thing. You know, if you do this, even if you've seen this in the video and all that, which is my experience with a lot of learners, even they've seen this particular road on videos, the problem is you're just trying to cram. But when you're driving, you wouldn't really know when you are on that road until you miss it. Unless if you're actively looking out for signs rather than trying to remember where the road is, because even if you remember where the road is but you're constantly trying to think to remember it, eventually you might not even go into that road, you might not go on that road, and you end up finding yourself on another road where you then miss the signs on that road, because those signs on that road are not necessarily the one you're thinking of. It is not what you're intending to see. And because that is what's going through your mind, you would see it, but you're not responding to it. It doesn't really mean anything to you because that is actually not what you're looking for. So you then, see situations and you don't react because you haven't woken up from your slumber yet. You're still dreaming, you're daydreaming. So what you should be thinking of is what is right in front of you, what you see in front of you, rather than trying to remember or trying to think about what you saw on a video or in a different road, or like in some people's situations, on what you went through on your last test. Yep, continue straight. No, I won't do that. Why? Because it's 30.
Yeah.
So at this point, Soraya was increasing speed to keep up with the speed limit, which is 30 on this road. But you've got to remember, we've got a whole length of the road has driveway on your left, And then on the right, we've got cars parked up everywhere. So you should not be thinking about the speed limit at all. Think about the safety. Is it safe to increase your speed here? Is it safe to drive at that speed she's about to go on to? Or should you be worrying about the safety? What if a car reverses out from the driveway? What if a car comes out from one of the roads on the right? That is what should be in your mind. And at this roundabout, we're taking the third exit. And at this point, Soraya ends up in the wrong lane again, just like many other learners. She tried to change into the left lane like in many situations with other learners, but I had to instruct her to continue back around, which would be the safer option for you in this situation and even on your test. If you find yourself in that wrong lane, just follow it back around again. That way at least you save your license, you save your test. Missing that road or that turn is not the end of the world. You will still pass as long as you've done what you've got to do safely and just miss the road. So we're coming back around now. And in case this is your first time watching this roundabout, then let's deal with it together. So this is the first exit we're coming to now. And from this first exit, you need to start leaning to the left as you come through this bend so that you end up in the left lane. But don't use the signal because it's going to mislead people that you're taking the second exit. Now at this point, at the second is where you signal left. And that's all. So you're doing a lot of continuous processing in your mind, a lot of thinking. So continue straight. Yay! And right there, Soraya does a proper left mirror check. How exciting was that? So this was really it. I mean, we've gone through the most part of the driving and we can see what needs to be worked on. First and foremost, definitely hands down, it's that confidence for me. It is that, nervousness, is that anxiety, is that anxiousness, call it whatever. And that over processing is affecting everything. And then we can go to the use of mirrors. Soraya is intimidated she can't take her eyes off the road and look at the mirror. And even when she does look at the mirror, it is so quick that I'm not so sure that she's actually picking out things when she does that mirror check. So yeah, a lot of, maybe more experience on the road, a lot more practice would really, really, really help. So that is really it. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget, click the like button, share, comment below if you've got any questions or suggestions. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then please don't forget, click the subscribe button. So I'll see you in the next video. One love, stay blessed, peace, and I'm out. So it's something that's just a matter of practice. But how did you think that went? With a lot of nerves.
Yeah,
You were very nervous. The first fault was at the junction here.
Yeah.
Because when we got to the junction,
Yeah.
it's busy at that junction, yes, but don't pressurize yourself. Now, what you chose to do, again, is something I'd normally encourage to do eventually when an opportunity comes on the right and there's no car coming from your left to turn into the road.
Yeah.
But that is only if I'm gonna go in there and then maybe as I'm getting there 2 seconds later an opportunity comes through and you go through. So let's say I'm standing at junction, a car's coming through from my right, so we'll keep waiting. The car's coming from the left, we'll keep waiting.
Yeah.
Now eventually the last car from your right is coming to pass. Good, that's an opportunity from the right. But then the problem is when you decided to go in there was still about 5 cars coming from the left.
Oh.
You get the point?
Yeah.
Which meant we're going to have to go in there and wait for those 5 cars. And before those 5 cars come past, there could then be something coming out from the right.
Yeah.
And that was what happened.
Oh.
You've now stopped the traffic from the right.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Your use of mirrors.
Yeah, okay.
Use of mirrors.
More.
Because you were so focused on the road.
Yeah.
you go through some roads and you just go psh, 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 like
yeah. It's because if I feel like because of how I'm feeling, whatever. If I'm not focusing here, like whatever, but it's not good still. It's, I need to know what's going on